are super amped to be presenting the preview of Double Masters 2022. The preview yesterday with MTG Weekly spoiled a lot of interesting card for us, and we're super amped to talk about them here and now. So let's get into it. We finally got it. We've been asking for it for years. Imperial Seal, how do you feel about this reprint?
Actually, I couldn't believe my eyes when I saw it. I thought that Wizards were never going to reprint this card. It is absurdly expensive and thus also quite the investment. So I thought that Wizards were going to avoid that, like, I don't know.
The plague?
yeah, like something like that. Because I thought it was too expensive to be reprinted, because you're going to ruin a lot of players who has the original card. But for a new player or for players coming into Magic, I think this card is the possibility to get something of real financial value, and we have not seen that for a long time.
Yeah, I think it's super interesting as well. We've been talking at least a few times amongst ourselves about that this is almost like a pseudo reserve list card, because it's so freaking expensive now that people who have it and who have invested in it, maybe even have several copies, they're not going to be super happy about seeing that price go down. But I also think we should probably mention, I think we'll have a dive in the price immediately after, and as all the boxes get opened and people find them, I think we will see at least that the price of the original one will go down, maybe also from the Judge promo, because it's only been printed once in Portal 3 Kingdom, which is this super rare set, and then it's been printed as a Judge foil promo. But I think maybe the prices will go down somewhere between 20 to 40%.
Maybe even more, but
50?
We're going to see a drastic fall in value, because the market is going to be nervous. We don't know how many cards are going to be pulled per box. So right now, it's just declining in price. But at some point, we will find out how many will be pulled per pack. The market will stabilize, and this card is going to rise again. It's a great tutor. It's almost as good as Vampiric Tutor, and it's still going to be really, really rare. A red card has been spoiled. Dockside Extortionist. It's a goblin.
Goblins!
That's your prerogative. So tell us something about it.
Okay, so Dockside Extortionist is a card that's been seeing a lot of play, and there's a lot of people who's been wanting a reprint of it. It's a super exciting card. Everything is around the whole treasure token thing right now. And I think it's very interesting because it specifically also targets the amount of artifacts and enchantments that you have. And we know...
Your opponents have, right?
Oh, the opponents have, sorry. And we know for sure we're going to be seeing a lot of decks with a lot of artifacts, because we're coming into the season of Dominaria and the Brothers' War. And those two sets, I am willing to bet my right arm, will have a lot of artifacts. So I think it's just gonna be a nice fit for those two sets. I saw the reaction on the live stream. People were crazy. They were just like, let's bleep go. So I'm pretty sure that people are pretty happy about this.
So more power for goblins. Seems right. What does it? We appreciate your support. Please subscribe, like, give us your comments, give us your insights. We do really appreciate it, and it goes a long way. Thank you.
Okay, so goblins were not the only tribal decks to see a little support. You have gotten that crappy card back, the one you never got in Jumpstart. Which card was that?
So Elzaros Shepherd is going to get a reprint, and boy, am I excited. I love the card. I have not gotten a copy yet because I've been too cheap to buy one. I think the current price tag on the card is too high. It's still just an Elven card. It's great, it's effective, it counters a lot of those troublesome blue control decks.
Yeah.
But it's not worth the price tag at the moment. So my hope is the price will go down when we see some pools of the Elzaros Shepherd in the new Double Masters 2022. And I do hope that I get one, finally. But elves are going to appreciate this card. And it's nice to see that elves and goblins, the two most popular tribes in Magic's history, are both getting a little enhancement.
Yeah, definitely getting some backup there. And I also see, I mean, there's a lot of green decks that will love this card. And it was definitely one of the more popular, themes to get in the Jumpstart booster. You could see if people got like the elves, booster, they were super happy and super excited and hoped to get Elzaros Shepherd. So yeah, it's a cool card.
Another tribe that also got reinforcements with Eldrazi. Personally, I'm not fond of playing Eldrazi. I think it's a bit broken, a bit overpowered, not that fun. But I know a lot of people who love the Eldrazi, and frankly, it's about time we got a reprint of the powerful Eldrazi's from the original Zendikar series. So Kozilek, Butcher of Truth, has come out. I think we're going to see a lot of new Eldrazi decks ruin it for Commander players all over the world.
And I'm just gonna be a little extra happy here because not only Kozilek, Butcher of Truth, we also got to see Emrakul. That was the exact one that I thought that was coming. And not only Emrakul, but it is actually Emrakul Eon's Torn. So that is just awesome because I get a little chick on my box and I'm maybe on my way to winning our little competition. If you want to see more about that, click this video up here. But I'm pretty happy about it, and I think, and also, okay, to give it up and give a little props to you, it's an easy guess. As soon as you see Kozilek, you figure that he's going to have some more support. We're going to see some more Eldrazi, and I think Ulamog and Emrakul were like the obvious choices because those are like the three big Eldrazi's we see in the master sets. But I think it's cool. Also, not a huge fan personally, but it's a great card, and I think we'll see a lot of really OP, Eldrazi decks. Also, because the whole Annihilator concept, that's just insane. I mean, it's insane. So
yeah, it might be also interesting to speculate about if we're going to see some rare cards that can negate the Annihilator ability.
You haven't been writing any of your guesses yet, like any of your guesses. So what about those allied fetch lands? I don't think it seems that likely.
I had hoped that they were going to reprint the allied fetch lands from the original Onslaught. We have not seen them for many, many years, and they are still really rare and really expensive. So I thought this set would be a fitting opportunity for Wizards to reprint it. But after having seen the latest spoilers, after having seen Cavern of Souls make a re-entry, and also if you look at the top 4 cards in the Ultimate Masters, you see those 4 cards are also at the moment spoiled in the Double Masters 2022. So I fear we're going to see some of the same lands that we did in the Ultimate Masters. So I think we're going to see Cavern of Souls, of course, that has been spoiled. So yeah, that's a safe bet. I think we're going to see Urbok, Tomb of Yawgmoth. I think we're going to see Phyrexian Tower. And I think we're going to see Ancient Tomb. Those were some of the rare lands that made an appearance in the Ultimate Masters. And I think Ultimate Masters and Double Masters 2022 are going to be quite similar. I think we're all happy to see Cavern of Souls one more time. It's a great card. It's great for tribal decks. It's really, really great for many, many decks and formats. And it's also kind of expensive. So if you are not going to spend your entire fortune on Magic cards, I think you're going to be happy too that it's made a reprint in the Double Masters 2022.
Absolutely. But Imperial Seal, it's a Mythic. But are all Mythic created equally? Will it be equally as easy to pull a Dockside Extortionist as it will be to pull an Imperial Seal?
No, that's the short answer.
Okay, no.
Of course it won't. Mythics, they might be in the same Mythic slot, but they are not equally rare. Some Mythics are going to show up a lot of times, and some Mythics, you might not even see them in an entire box. We had the Jeweled Lotus. That turned out to be really, really freaking rare.
Yeah.
And a lot of people haven't seen them despite opening a lot of boxes.
Cases even, actually.
Cases even, yeah. And I think we're going to see the same picture here. I think we're going to see a lot of the junkier Mythics. They'll make a frequent
appearance in the boxes.
And I think you're going to be lucky if you pull an Imperial Seal. I don't think we're going to see Imperial Seals popping up in every Mythic box and in every box.
Nope.
And maybe not even in a case. I think it's going to be insanely rare.
Definitely. I think the good advice here, not financial advice, not a financial advisor here, but I think it would be prudent to hang on to your Imperial Seal, at least until you get like a feel for how difficult is this to pull, because if we start opening boxes, we'll be cracking some in the future as well, here on the channel. But if you start opening them and we find out that this is like completely impossible, it's like the rarest pull ever, that card will probably go up in price.
So this is going to drive the prices of the boxes. We all want those spoiled cards. It was the same thing with Baldur's Gate Commander Legends. They revealed the dragons and people began buying Commander Legends Battle for Baldur's Gate because we thought that, wow, those dragons, they are really something. They are unique, they are great, they're powerful, we want to buy this set. And then people got a little disappointed, I think.
Yeah, I think, again, I don't think it's a bad set, but I do think that some of those mythics are so hard to pull that it's almost unrealistic unless you can afford to just buy and buy until you hit one. And then honestly, maybe you should just have bought the single. But I also think it's worth mentioning that right now we don't know exactly what kind of cards will be in the collector versus the draft box. I mean, thus far, I think everything will show up in the draft, just not as often, except from the texture foil. That will only be in 3% of the packs in the collector box. It won't show up at all, the new textured foil version that was spoiled from Wizards. It will only be in the collector. So, I mean...
Yeah, and also, on average, you pulled 8 mythics from a collector box in the Battle for Baldur's Gate, and you pulled 3 in the regular set boxes.
Yeah, and I think it's going to be interesting. There's no doubt that this is going to be a killer set. It's amazing. It has great cards. More cards are coming in the next couple of days. We've pre-ordered some.
Right now, I'm excited. I'm excited about the spoil cards at this moment because they are valuable, they are excellent, they are great. But it won't be that great if you don't pull one. Because let's not forget, prices have been turned up quite a bit.